feeling like I'm Akademiks.
Let me see what's going on with Benzino 50. Benzino says he want to get in the ring with 50 and give him 3 rounds. He'll whoop him. Let's hear this.
You get in the ring and I'll beat your ass, Curtis. Yeah. Me and you could get in the ring for that money. 3 rounds. I'll whoop you. You big and sloppy and too stiff. And I don't believe all that Golden Glove shit. All right, we gonna put that to the side. Mayweather, holler at me. Believe me.
What?
I'll be his Huckleberry. How the fuck could I snitch when he was the first one that called him and said that the first one, before any statement that I made anything, he said he shot me. Let's make that clear.
What? Oh, 50 probably deleted this shit.
All right. Months go by. It's time for the grand jury. Now, the grand jury is the, I don't know, you can see who shot you, point out. We can get in the ring.
Wait. Let me look at the whole IG live. What did 50 say about him? If you don't know, Benzino's like former like co-founder or owner of The Source. 50 Cent. Oh, Benzino. Oh, 50 claimed he snitched on his nephew. Here we go.
My nephew, your and if
after he had been shot. Whack 100, I believe, he snitched on his nephew back in 2014 after his nephew shot him. There was an audio recording that had came out of Benzino speaking to police officers after he had been shot. Whack 100, I believe, was the one to put it out, but other people had heard it before Whack even put it out too. In the recording, he identifies his nephew as the shooter.
I got up, it's the thing. He rolled his window down to put his gun out and he shot.
Okay. You saw him?
Seen him. I just was surprised. I seen it. Next thing you know, gunshots. That was it.
Okay. You didn't intentionally pull up next to his car or anything?
I mean, potentially. I just was going through the procession. I mean, you know.
Yeah, back in the day, Benzino got shot at a funeral by a relative, like his nephew. And this audio is Benzino being in the hospital after getting shot, and they're asking who shot you, and he's telling them. And I don't have a problem with that. Yo, it's my nephew. That fuck nigga shot me.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have no gun on me. I didn't have any gun. There was no gun. He had a gun.
Right.
Shit. Obvious.
When you say he, who was that?
Guy.
All right. Thank you for clarifying those last couple points. I'm going to end the recording. And you understand each time we've talked that you've been on the table, you know, and so forth. And it's a tape statement. You understand that? Okay.
There were also the court transcripts where he was summoned to testify in court against his nephew. Benzino said this, but throughout the entire court transcripts, he's also saying he doesn't remember seeing who shot him, and he doesn't remember the statement he gave before to the police officers when he was in the hospital. So Benzino's whole thing was, yes, I said these things previously to law enforcement when I was confused after being shot, but I didn't get on the stand and say it when it mattered the most, where it could have gotten my nephew 15 years. That's his whole thing. Now, Benzino went on this podcast specifically because they had a former group member of his on there saying that Benzino had snitched based on the recording. So while on this podcast, Benzino really went off and was arguing back and forth with the host and eventually got up and left the podcast. There was audio at the end of them arguing and it sounds like a confrontation happened, but you couldn't see what happened. Well, 50 Cent decided to post a clip from this interview with the caption, "You want me to believe Omar was stooly because Sosa said so? Yes, if I say he ain't right, he ain't right." He also included the comment, "This is your paperwork, the f wrong with your man." This caused Benzino to go on live and just go off. Man, roll the clip.
Who got blammed up 9 times and didn't do shit about it. Then, at the Hit Factory, Murder Inc. thumps up on him and Tony Yayo, and he makes statements, which is his signature, made statements about what happened. Now, with me talking about this, I want a lot of people to realize, and a lot of the younger guys, to listen to what I'm saying. Me, I got a big heart. A lot of things that I've done for people were my own fault because I ended up doing shit for the wrong people. These motherfuckers would just walk over my dead body, step on me if they had a chance, right? In the situation with my nephew and Curtis, they're kind of alike. Like I helped both of them, and then years later they kind of stabbed me in the back. First with Curtis. We'll start with Curtis since he likes posting things. You know what I'm saying? When he was at the Hit Factory, and I've told the story before, but it kind of means something now, right? Curtis ran down to my studio session not even a half a block down. And I actually helped his ass. He showed me where he got poked up, and I actually helped him and sent him on his way to the hospital, called him a car service, because he didn't have any money, I don't think, on him. How else was he gonna get to the hospital? He showed me where he got poked up. He showed me the gun that Tony Ayo dropped with when Black Child lumped him up with no bullets in it. Me, the big heart that I have, the cancer in me, said, come on, you know what? Let me help you out. And I helped him out. And now years later, he keeps trying to, what a lot of people been doing, trying to put a stain on my name and on my reputation, and you can't do it. The transgender thing didn't work. The gay shit didn't work. None of that works. I'm not gay. I've never been gay. I never even met that transgender. Never was even in the same room. We shot a movie together. The director gave the transgender my number. They edited the conversations. Never even hooked up. Never seen nothing. I have a history.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on.
He keeps trying to, what a lot of people been doing, trying to put a stain on my name and on my reputation, and you can't do it. The transgender thing didn't work. The gay shit didn't work. None of that works. I'm not gay. I've never been gay. I never even met that transgender. Never was even in the same room. We shot a movie together. The director gave the transgender my number. They edited the conversations. Never even hooked up. Never seen nothing. I have a history of.
That's a wild sequence of events. Yo, I've never seen a transgender, but we shot a movie. But we weren't in the same room. But the director gave the transgender my number.
Them up with no bullets in it. Me, the big heart that I have, the cancer in me, said, come on, you know what? Let me help you out. And I helped him out. And now years later, he keeps trying to, what a lot of people been doing, trying to put a stain on my name and on my reputation, and you can't do it. The transgender thing didn't work. The gay shit didn't work. None of that works. I'm not gay. I've never been gay. I never even met that transgender. Never was even in the same room. We shot a movie together. The director gave the transgender my number. They edited the conversations, never even hooked up, never seen nothing. I have a history of dealing with beautiful women my entire life. Oh. The woman I'm with now is amazingly beautiful, but that's a different story. Nick like Curtis, he seemed like a Nick that always been insecure, not always that Nick on the side looking like at the other niggas who be getting the bitches. See, I didn't grow up the big, tough, thug gangster nigga. I was a fly hustler nigga. But if you fucked with me, I'd take your head off. But I wasn't out there bullying people. And I ran with a big crew that still fuck with me today. Free my brother Porky, free Trev, free Hood Boss. So I don't, that street shit, I did it all. So I don't worry about that. I'm 60 years old now. It's supposed to be a new path. But this nigga keeps posting stupid shit about me, and I'm like, what's his a Nick that actually helped you out? This is how you treat him? Cause like I said, we can get in the ring and I'll beat your ass, Curtis. Oh, yeah, me and you could get in the ring for that money. 3 rounds. I'll whoop you. You big and sloppy and too stiff. And I don't believe all that Golden Glove shit. All right, we gonna put that to the side. Mayweather, holla at me. Believe me. I'll be his Huckleberry. All right, we're going to talk about my nephew now. We're going to talk about this snitch thing and my nephew and Benzino's a snitch. And when I went and did the podcast in Boston, there was some young guys. I said, let me help them out. And they...
Now, let me just pause here, and I'm going to go to 50's post just to kind of make everything go full circle. So 50 had posted, and the podcast he's about to refer to is this podcast. It's called the Get a Report Podcast. And 50 says, you want me to believe that Omar was a stoolie because Sosa said so? Yes. If I say he ain't right, he ain't right. Now, I don't know if that's a quote from a movie or something like that because I don't get what it means. Anyway, let me play it.
At one point, you said, I just remember being shot by your client. You know, almost being killed by your client. That's what I remember.
If you think that's the... Yo, go get my paperwork.
This is your paperwork.
No, I'm saying...
This is transcript.
I'm saying, hold on.
He said, this is your paper. Yo, Whack 100, you see what you done started, my nigga? Yo, why is niggas going to interviews and niggas is holding up paperwork in the camera, bro? This is not it. Yo, chat, this not crazy, y'all? You at an interview and niggas is bringing out your court documents, just like, yo, what the fuck? Oh, it's from Scarface. My bad, chat. My bad. This is crazy, dog.
Wait, hold on. But that's from the recordings, right?
No.
The recordings.
No.
From what?
This is from the court date, the trial.
Right.
I got the whole.
Right. No. But a lot of that is from recordings, and then you have to look at to see which one is the stand and which one was the recordings. They are basing. See, this is where the recordings come in, and they're basing everything. His defense is basing everything on what I said from the recordings. We knew they're gonna do that. That's all. That's the recordings. That's not me saying it on the stand. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, so you read it. This is.
No.
You read it. Oh shit! I might have to go find that podcast. Where's the podcast at? This is it right here.
Y'all now rocking with.
Don't even know God.
Okay.
Yo, go get my paperwork.
This is your paperwork.
No. I'm saying
This is your paperwork. That's crazy. This is your paperwork.
I'm saying hold on. But that's from the recordings, right?
No.
The recordings.
No.
From what?
This is from the court date, the trial.
Right.
I got the whole.
Right. No. But a lot of that is from recordings, and then you have to look at to see which one is the stand and which one was the recordings. They are basing. See, this is where the recordings come in, and they're basing everything. His defense is basing everything on what I said from the recordings. We knew they're gonna do that. That's all. That's the recordings. That's not me saying it on the stand. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, so you read it. This is.
No. It doesn't matter. I'm explaining what it is. The whole paperwork is them talking about the recordings. That's the recordings part. When I got up, my shit was short and sweet. I don't know who shot me, and that was it.
Okay,
that's the recording part of it.
Okay, yes. If this is the recording part, who are you talking to? Your client in the recording?
I don't know.
You're talking to.
You're
talking to the attorney,
listen,
Rosemary.
Hold on. Go to the part where I took the stand. It's simple.
I'm at the part where you took the stand.
No, that's not the stand. I'm telling you. That's not the stand.
Question, answer.
Right.
Why these guys want to be so tough, bro? Yo, Benzino, bro. Yo, you need to come over here with me, Charleston White, Boston Richie, 6ix9ine, and the rest of us and Gunna, bro. Like, bro, who gives a fuck? Yeah, I told. Who cares? Chat, I ain't even tell yet, but I done told y'all. I can't wait to tell. I can't wait to tell. So you might as well just put me over there with them niggas. I can't wait. Nigga, you do this to me, I'm going to be like, nigga, I'm going to read like this is a spelling bee, nigga. I'm going to pass this shit with flying colors. You damn right. I'm like, fuck the paperwork, nigga. Bring the video up. When I say move, yo, he right there. Yo, bro, what up, bro? Yo, you thought you got me, right? I got you back. Yo, I'm telling. Why everybody so scared of telling? Nothing happens to snitches no more, bro. Yo, we gotta erase this mindset in like the black community, bro. Like, I know some of y'all, it's just the moral fiber. You're like, nah, we don't like snitches. But like, listen, who gives a fuck, bro? Bro, who cares? Yo, my nephew shot me. Of course I told the cops who shot me. I just got shot. Duh. Benzino, all you got to do, because I get what Benzino's trying to say. Let me be a little bit nuanced. Benzino told on his nephew when he just got shot. He went to court and basically said, I was high off drugs because they're about to sedate me and whatever to treat me from bullet wounds. I didn't really say, like, I didn't mean what I said. I said some bullshit. They asked him in court, did your nephew shoot you? And he basically said, I don't remember. So for him, he's like, well, I'm not a snitch because, yeah, I might have said something that was recorded in the hospital room, but when I went up to court, I said something different. I ain't remember. Yo, they forced me to say that. I don't remember. I was high off drugs. Bro, who cares? Like, gangsta street shit is over. Benzino, you're 60. It's cool, guy. Like, bro, who gives a fuck? Now, granted, I think from what I hear, Benzino's from, like, Boston. There's a lot of, like, real niggas, like, from his area. He might be a blood as well. So maybe that's why he does it. But, like, bro, who cares, man? Nigga, like, they have you, bro, it's the clearest audio I've ever heard. Nigga, they got you on, nigga, the guy even says it. You do know we're recording this? You're like, yup. Yeah. Benzino's trying like, well, I went to court and I said I didn't remember. Like, who gives a fuck? Come over here, Charleston White, 6ix9ine, Gunna. Everybody else, man, it's cool. You know what we got to change this to? You're not even snitching. You just told the truth. Fuck that. You told the truth.
That's not the stand.
I just remember being shot by your client. You know, almost being killed.
Bro, listen. I don't know. Listen. I don't know if niggas doctored that up or what, bro. But that ain't that. That's not what it. That's not.
Hey, yo, bro, that's the fake work. Who got the work? Bro, that's the fake work.
What I said, bro. Like when I said understand, my shit was short and sweet. Like I mean, it's 300 pages. Go to that part where I said I don't know who shot me. Where's that part?
This is page. You said that a lot. You said that a lot, right? You said.
Chat, I love being a civilian so much, bro. I kid you not, because everybody knows my character. That's why I'm very comfortable with being Ak. Yes, I sit here and I do pop my shit. I talk my shit. Because I'm a man and I talk my shit. That's what it is. Am I a gangster? Hell fucking no. And everybody who I've ever interacted with, like for example, 21 Savage is my friend, right? Savage is not going to call me and tell me about nothing street. If that's even happening, right? He knows. It's Ak. Also, he's not going to give a fuck if people like, man, why are you friends with Ak? Ak the police. He's gonna be like, my nigga, Ak is Ak, nigga. And that's why, like, a lot of times I feel like people don't want to be themselves. But it's much easier when you're yourself, right? Like, I don't mind if somebody call me square, but I don't have to put on a front. And I think people, like, when they accept you, they're gonna accept you for what you are. Benzino, like, I don't even know what he's trying to say here. Benzino, you told on the nigga. You just said, bro, my cousin shot me. Or my nephew shot me. It's cool. We get it. You did maybe some honorable shit by making sure he didn't go to jail. I don't know if he went to jail, but like by trying to clean it up on the stand. But, bro, we heard it.
You don't remember.
Listen, guy was running around with doctored up paperwork, bro. I'm not going to do this with you, my nigga.
There's fake paperwork. Yo, half of these niggas don't even know how to spell none of the 3-syllable words used in court. Half of these niggas ain't making up no fake paperwork, man. Stop it.
I'm not. I know what my paperwork.
Guy was running around with doctor.
I'm not gonna do it. It's the same crazy shit. That's not what I said. I went up there on stand and said I don't know who shot me. It wasn't even 5 minutes of conversation. I don't know what the fuck that is. How you playing it? How they who? But I know what I said.
I'm coming here with fake paperwork. You sent the link to me. You told me to. So page 4-140.
Page 4. So yeah. So then that's all the recording. Then see, you got to go back to the way back where I took the stand. See, Benzino didn't take the stand. I mean, it says it right there. You got to read the whole shit. Benzino takes the stand. That's not me on the stand.
Okay, that's not you on the stand. So anybody could go look that up themselves.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's easy. I'm not.
Okay, but why did prosecutor Amanda Fowle say you were willing? The prosecutor Amanda.
Bro. I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it. What else we doing? What else we doing?
You want to move on?
We done?
No, come on, what you about to
No. Are we done? If not, I'm out. It ain't nothing.
No, we're not done. Okay, so continue the interview.
I'm not doing that, though.
You're not doing what?
I'm not doing.
Why are they so combative? By the way, this is the energy you get when you pay for a nigga to do an interview, right? You know, right? Like, I could tell the dude paid Benzino. Because if you could tell this is a sore spot for Benzino and you invited him to have a conversation, you would kind of like just move on. But this guy who's an interviewer clearly wants to make that moment, and trying to make that moment, he knows Benzino, he's not looking at it like Benzino is a willing participant that came here on his own recognizance. He's looking at it like, nigga, I paid you, so I'm going to get what I paid for. So that's why the dude, Benzino, keeps saying, are we done?
What I just said I'm not doing. I'm not answering none of that.
You're not answering no questions?
Hell no, about what prosecutor and so Amanda Seals the prosecutor.
What she said about you.
I don't give a fuck what the prosecutor says about me.
So she's
lying.
What
does that got to do with anything?
But you cared about what the police said about Guy, though.
What?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Benzino, you got that boosie froth at the side of your mouth. I always be wondering, what the fuck is that? You see the boosie froth? It's the boosie froth, man. They did a scientific study that boosie froth, the famous Dex froth, and the Benzino froth, the shit that really at the side of your mouth, if you get a whole gallon of that shit cures AIDS, cancer, and everything else, nigga. Tuberculosis, everything, nigga. That fucking froth, you just got to get enough of it. It's like mouth schmegma. It cures everything.
The prosecutor.
What she said about you.
I don't give a fuck what the prosecutor says about me.
So she's
What does that got to do with anything?
But you cared about what the police said.
Ooh, yeah. Right there, you got to get like a little, you know, thing you put in your ears. You got to just like grab it right there. Good. Put it in like a little thing. You got to bring that to the lab. Ooh. That's crazy froth right there. That's that crazy froth. That's that crazy froth right there, bro.
About Guy though.
What?
But
I don't listen, bro.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on, because I'm gonna continue this interview and we're gonna address certain things here since you here.
Yeah, but
right?
if I'm saying, bro, listen. What I'm telling you is,
I like this podcast. This podcast, the name is Ghetto Report, and they keeping it ghetto. I like it.
If it keeps going,
you gotta cotton swab that shit. You're right, Chad. You're right. Yo, Brave Daves. You said, "Act, stop showing that nigga mouth, man." Yo, bro. Yo, this is how I get y'all niggas to wake up in the morning, man. Y'all about to stare at Benzino's froth for the next like three minutes, okay? That's how I make sure y'all niggas wake up, okay? I can't go back to sleep after this shit, all right?
Point them out.
If
That's
what
I'm
keeps
telling
going.
You. I said, if I'm not gonna keep. Let's go.
Okay, so Whack 100 had a lot to say about you.
Right.
Any truth to the things he said?
Fuck no. Nah, I'm not even, again, none of that dumb shit either. Look, let me tell you, I went out to Adam 22, 4.5 hours at that motherfucking shit. Whack 100 never showed up.
Was he supposed to?
Why? And why wouldn't he? We got beef, right? In real life, right? I don't know the internet
I don't know if
shit.
y'all got beef.
I was at then why are you talking about?
I'm going by what was being said. All this internet
Okay,
shit. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's real.
Hey, listen.
No.
Listen, no. We don't want to talk about it. I was gonna tell you what.
No, what I'm saying to you, from my perspective,
let's move on.
I don't know what's real and not on the internet. That's why I'm asking you. If you got beef with him, that's cool.
I feel you, but I want to address it.
So address it.
I'm saying
I
was up at Adam 22 for 4.5 hours. Right? This is where he's at every day. Brick Baby, Sharp, everybody up there. That nigga never showed. 4.5 hours. Up there.
He knew you was there.
Why wouldn't he? Everybody else did.
Okay.
You hold up. You don't think he did 4.5 hours? You don't think me going to Whack? You don't think that they didn't tell Whack 100?
It ain't about what I think, because I think he would have known.
Bro,
I'm just asking you. I'm asking you.
That I'm going up there. This is his partner.
It's rhetorical. It's
rhetorical.
It's rhetorical. It's rhetorical.
Most of the shit you say is rhetorical.
It's a rhetorical question. Hey, well, I'm gonna keep asking these rhetorical questions, then, man. Okay, all the information you said you don't believe none of. Well, you said the stuff that Whack was saying.
Nah. I'm not doing the Whack. Next, I've already answered that. You don't want to do that. I'm not doing the Whack either. What's next? I've already said that.
What you mean? I don't want to do.
No. I'm saying if I see Whack, me and Whack gonna handle our business.
That nigga said, "What you mean you want to do it? I want to." Yo, why is the interviewer like a thug? Yo, the interviewer is like a thug. He's like, "What you mean you don't want to do it?" Nigga, I want to do it. Yo, the interviewer is like a thug, bro. You know what's so funny about interviews? And I think this is why, like, you know what I mean, that bozo Tax Stone, like, he was actually a breath of fresh air for people, because, like, he felt like it came across like he was more gangsters than the niggas he was talking to. So it's like a different dynamic. Y'all know, like, when I'm interviewing somebody, I let them say all type of shit. Like, they'd be like, "Act, you fat." I'll just get to my question, nigga. I don't give a fuck what they be saying. Because as an interviewer, when you're trying to elicit answers or moments, like, you can't be on this, unless that's your persona. Like, the super tough guy, like, "Nigga, what, nigga?" Like, nigga, what you talking? So with me, my thing is, I take shit, I just roll it off the shoulder. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm interviewing Go Yayo. Go Yayo calls me square a bunch of times. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, let me just I'm going to get this good content. I don't give a fuck what you're saying, right? But the idea of being an interviewer a lot of times is kind of you being a little bit, a little bit passive to a certain extent, right? You know, obviously some people have a line to draw. Like, some people, like, you know, if Vic Mensa was like, "Yeah, yo, shit, I wanted to slap the shit out of you one time." Some of y'all wouldn't be like, in what sense? Some of y'all would be like, "Yo, nigga, slap me now, pussy." Like, I get it. I know y'all thugged out. But being an interviewer, you can't be too, like, forceful. But whoever this guy interviewing him is, he looked like he's almost down to be like, yo, Zino, we could fade, nigga. Just listen to his demeanor.
All the information you said, you don't believe none of. Well, you said the stuff that Whack was saying.
Nah. I'm not doing the Whack. Next, I've already answered that. You don't want to do that. I'm not doing the Whack either. What's next? I've already said that.
What you mean? I don't want to do.
No. I'm saying if I see Whack, me and
so what you mean?
Whack gonna handle our business.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So I'm just saying, where do you think he got his?
I don't know where the fuck he got it. I don't know him. I don't know that man. I see the man on the internet. I ain't seen the man in real life. I know he woof, woof, woof on the internet. I was up there in real life for 4.5 hours in LA. There, at the spot, just like this, bigger one. In there, 4.5 hours, sitting there. He never showed up.
He never showed up.
Nah, he never showed up.
Let me ask you this. Do you know this phone number? No.
Bro. I'm out, man. I can't do it.
Yo, this is prime fuckery. The dude say, yo, you know his number? It just says the number. Nah, this is hilarious.
Bro.
No, chat. Nah, this interview gotta be goated, bro. Who is he? I gotta see a picture of him. I gotta see a picture of him, bro. I need to see a picture of this interviewer, bro. He just don't give a fuck.
He never showed up.
Nah, he never showed up.
Let me ask you this. Do you know this phone number? No.
Bro. I'm out, man. I can't do this. What number is that? I don't even know that number. What number? How am I gonna know this number?
Is that not your phone number? That wasn't your phone number?
That's my number?
All right,
wait a minute, hold on. You said that is my number?
That wasn't your phone number?
I never had no number.
Your
no.
phone.
Nah, I'm not doing this.
Come on,
bro.
you.
I'm not doing
That's
this,
what we
bro.
doing?
I'm not doing this, bro.
Come on, man.
Number,
All right.
in my life, bro.
This your opportunity to tell you
No,
something.
I'm not-
Tell you
I'm
something.
not-
This your opportunity.
Come on, let's finish the interview. I can move on to a different question.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing none of
not doing
that.
what?
I'm not. What I just said. What I just said I'm not doing. I'm not doing an interview.
You done with the interview?
I'm done.
You came here to do
it's a
this.
good interview.
So,
It's a good
how's
interview.
it a good interview? You walking up? That's all you
I'm
want to
not talking
address?
about that.
All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about something else. Give me
Why the interview is so gangster? Let's move on, nigga.
I'm not doing this.
because this dude
I'm not
raising
doing
it.
what doing? What? I came to do your interview, and that's it.
You came
That's
to
why
do
I
an
don't like the way you're doing the interview. I have that right. It's okay. And just keep it moving.
Well, I think that was like a number to one of the transgendered individuals. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you know that number by heart?
Gangster, who we talking, man? Well, hold on. D, who we talking about here, man? Who we talking? Hold on,
Oh, they about to fade.
Hold on, bro. No, hold on, bro. We ain't gonna do it like this. What?
That's why. Wait, no. That's why you don't know them because there's real dog niggas in Boston that you really we're not. Listen to me. Listen.
Oh, shit. Nah, this not fake. This is like real. Bro, this shit is some low budget shit, bro. Like, your nigga got like the, you know, you doing in the lineup, and they got 3 foot, 4 foot. I don't even know if that's actually by scale. Nigga got a little ashy leather couch out here. Come on, man.
We go.
Yeah, that's raunchy, nigga. You supposed to fuck with Boston niggas, but you ain't finished your interview.
All right.
Or apparently this is like a Boston podcast or something. Damn, Boston niggas are that thorough? Yo, chat, who's more gangster? I got New York niggas the most gangsters. Like the most gangster type niggas. Shout out to my Jersey niggas. We're not gonna put Jersey in the mix in this. Cause there's some New York niggas who really knock everybody head off. But we gonna go New York niggas the most gangster. Nah, the Philly YNs is running shit right now. Philly got the most, not even gangs, they crash outs. But I've always heard about Boston though, and I heard in Connecticut there's some goons too. When I think about Boston, I be thinking about like the Celtics and like, what's the baseball team? I be thinking about a bunch of white people. I always hear that Boston's racist. I never knew Boston had real niggas. Yeah, I heard about Bridgeport, Connecticut. I heard about it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, New York niggas are so in competition with some goon shit. The niggas from Queens is competing with the niggas from Brooklyn. Anyway. Yeah, I actually think that was real. Anyway, let's get back to Zino explanation.
They bring that up and they try to manipulate a story. My nephew was my first nephew, 2 sisters. We had different fathers, which plays into play later on, I'm gonna tell you. I always kept the story quiet. I was filming Love and Hip Hop when he shot me. But now, you know, since it's an issue about me snitching, then I have to protect my name and my reputation. So, again.
Is he on steroids? Like, how the fuck he had these veins just bulging out of his arms? They look like an action figure. And also, remember we used to call him the No-Neck Bandit? What's going on with Zino, man?
I raised my nephew. His pops wasn't around. I raised my nephew. My sisters, when I was with the Source and I had all that money, I was giving thousands and thousands of dollars, okay? Later on in life, my mom, me and my sister, this was before the Source magazine, money. Me and my sister went half on a house that was supposed to be her and my mother's, my older sister, okay? Now, the house was a big house in Dorchester, right? At the time, probably worth about $180,000. I think I might have put up 20. She put up 20 or 10 or something and got the house. My mother had a 3rd floor apartment, a little small apartment, while her guy, my nephew, her daughter, they lived downstairs, big house. My mother, it was a lot of stairs on the 3rd floor. My mother's older, beautiful woman from Cape Verde. I miss you, Mary. I miss her every day. My best friend. I was the only son, the only child from her and my father. So, of course, I'm filming Love and Hip Hop. And, you know, again, all the years I've done nothing but took care of my family. I had the money to do it. There was never no beef with my nephew. Years later, come to find out that, well, let me go here. I had to buy my mother her own house because, again, that 3rd floor apartment and her climbing up them stairs was too much. So I bought her own house in Milton, Massachusetts. Bought her a Benz. She didn't like to drive. She was older, but she was happy with a house. My mother started getting dementia. So it was a thing where my sister wanted to take care of her. I didn't live in Boston anymore, so she moved back with my sister at the other house. Well, they was going back and forth, but the house was still in Milton. Come to find out that my nephew Guy and my sister was taking out loans on the house in lines of credit. My mother didn't do nothing because she was suffering from dementia. My father had found out, words were exchanged, which it wasn't nothing like I was going to do anything to my nephew or something. It was a fucked up situation that happened. Like, how could they take out loans on my mother's spot, especially the one that my money went into, and she never knew nothing. Okay, I'm filming Love and Hip Hop. All of a sudden, my mother dies. She dies in her sleep. Now, my mother worked at Prudential Insurance Company all her life. I was actually in her stomach when she was working at the Prudential in Boston. When she died, there was no money for me. Not that I wanted them, but it was only for my sister. Imagine that, her only son, but it was only for her sister, for my sister. Okay. Can't prove nothing. But we do know that they took lines of credit and loans out and forged their signature. We do know that. So I guess the guilty conscience must have been eating them up. And when she died and I was coming up there to the wake, he must have thought that I was going to make a move on her. Now, I knew that there was tension. So when I got up to Boston, he was filming Love.
He's explaining why his nephew shot him.
In hip hop. When I got to Boston, I didn't want to be at the wake with everybody, so I suggested that I go an hour earlier to see my mother with just me and her. I didn't want to see her like that, so I hadn't closed the casket. I was pretty shaken up. They took out a bunch of loans on the house. Found out. When I got to the wake, I went by myself, seen my mom, closed casket. I made a decision that I wasn't going to go to the funeral because of the tension. I seen her and we was filming and I was going to go back because I didn't want the rest of the family and everybody else, all this shit, all this drama to overshadow my mother's funeral. She was being buried in Plymouth. I made the decision not to go. As I'm getting ready to get on the plane the next day, which was going to be my mother's funeral, it was a Sunday, Stevie J called me. Shout out to Sleezo. Hope you all right, my G. Ain't talked to you in a minute. So Sleezo calls me and says, hey, I'm out here in Plymouth. Where you at? I'm like, man, I'm not going out there, bro. He's like, oh, man, I'm way out here. Plymouth is like 45 minutes from Boston. I said, stay there. I'm going to come get you. I jump in a rental. Now, mind you, I have no reason to be strapped. Sunday afternoon, 12 o'clock. I'm not thinking about nothing. I ain't got no beef in Boston. Jump in a rental. I start heading out towards Route 3. Route 3 goes to the Cape. It's a 2-lane highway, but it's super big.
It sounds like you telling again. Yo, Benzino I love this story. This nigga is detailed.
Busy. And it's a super conservative white highway. A lot of people live down the Cape of White. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the suburbs. As I'm going down there, I noticed there's a funeral procession. The cars flashing lights and everything. So I'm like, oh shit, I wonder if this, sure enough, it was my mother's. Seen a bunch of light-skinned Cape Verdean people. I was like, yeah, this is... I'm on the left lane. The funeral procession's on the right going slow. I'm driving on the left. Next thing you know, bop, 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 bop. I'm getting hit. I got hit 3 times in my shoulder. I felt them, but I'm still driving. I did a 180, a fishtail 180, started driving back against the traffic. I couldn't drive no more because my arm kind of felt limp. I kept breathing and feeling my chest because I've been shot before. I wanted to make sure that, nothing hit my chest. Once I knew that my breathing was good and everything, I jumped out that bitch and started running. As I'm running, I run towards the hearse. And this is a true story. I know it sounds crazy, but I swear on my mother's soul this shit happened. I can't even believe it happened. As I run, I go towards the hearse, and all I seen, because it has the old school locks, I just seen the finger pressed down on the lock of the front of the hearse, because there was 2 hearses. Of course, one had my mother's coffin. It had to. So then I ran down a couple other cars, and then 2 of my cousins, Auntie Geneva, God rest her soul, I jumped in the back of their car. They're screaming like a motherfucker. I said, you got to drive over the medium, get me out of here, because, I'm losing a lot of blood. They drove over the medium, and we're going down here. Now, at that time, my nephew never been locked up, never had he wasn't a street kid. I raised him. He was a DJ. Man, I raised him. You could see in videos, I was proud. That was my first nephew. I loved him to death. My nephew was the first one to call police. He was the first one to get on the phone and said, I just shot a man, because come to find out, he had 3 guns and he had licenses for all of them. I didn't even know he had licenses. He called the police first, all right? This is the shit that nobody said. This is the shit that these niggas at the podcast, everybody just wants to try to get a story, clicks and comments, and trying to stain somebody's name. Don't even know what the fuck they talking about. He called the police first. The very first one to call police. Now, mind you, this is about 1 o'clock broad daylight. Cars, 100 people seen him shoot me. Everybody's seen. He told the police that I had a gun, and I pointed it at him, that I'm Benzino. Now, in Boston, I got a bad reputation. The police been trying to fuck me over for years. My whole family, my father, my brothers, it is what it is. Racist fucking city. You know what I'm saying? I love my people. I love the hood, but the power structure, I can't fuck with them. And I love the sports teams, which, by the way, the Celtics will beat the shit out the Knicks tonight. But let's get back on point. He called the police first and said I had a gun. When we finally get off the exit, I'm bleeding like a motherfucker, getting ready to...
By the way, when he recorded that, Celtics lost.
Pass out, blood all in the back of the car. The police pull us over, state troopers. As soon as we get off the exit, I think it was the Pembroke exit. They took me out the back of the car and stripped me butt naked, dick out and everything. Butt naked, bleeding butt naked. They said, where's the gun? 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 I think that it was Driscoll. Now, Driscoll's whole family, if y'all know the Driscolls up in Boston, y'all know them some dirty motherfuckers, all right? He said, yeah, your nephew said you had a gun. Your nephew said that you were shooting at him. Your nephew said this. And I said, no, he shot me. So what the fuck are you talking about? He said, because at this point, it's just a lot of chaos. They're screaming, yelling, where's the gun? Your nephew. I said, no, he shot me. I said, it's broad daylight. And plus, I've been around enough to know that whatever you say right then and there that don't matter when it comes to snitching. It matters in the grand jury and in the courtroom. So now, the ambulance came. I get in the ambulance. They're still asking me, where's the gun? Where's the gun? Where's the gun? He said that you shot him. Where's the gun? So at that point now, I get to the hospital. That's with Love and Hip Hop cameras. I had a connection in there at the hospital. It's Boston. I'm in Quincy Hospital. So they came, they were shooting and everything. More detectives came. They said, look, you know what I'm saying? He called, he said you had a gun. That's the reason he shot you and everything. So really, how the fuck could I snitch you? And he was the first one that called them and said that the first one, before any statement that I made anything, he said he shot me. Let's make that clear. All right, months go by. It's time for the grand jury. Now the grand jury is going to be the jury that got picked to see that if he's going to get charged with attempted murder. In Boston, anything over the waist, attempted murder. Anything below the waist, assault with a dangerous weapon. Above the waist is 15 years and up. Everybody knows that. We get to the grand jury. They ask me, do you know who? I said, nah, I don't know who shot me. Now that's in the paperwork. The grand jury, you can go get the paperwork. They said, nah, I don't. I said, I don't know who shot me. I said, I was dizzy. I was up, but you said this. I said, I don't know what I was saying. I was panicking. I was blanking out. I was saying anything. I was in an ambulance. I said anything. I was in the hospital. I was under medication. I was saying anything. They said, okay, fine. Months now go down. It's time to go to court. They tell me they tell my lawyer, God rest Mr. Lepo. They said he has to come in court. I said, I'm not coming no court. I already told the grand jury I don't know who shot me. If you don't come to court, we're going to give you 6 months contempt. Ain't this a bitch? I said, okay. Me, my father went to court in Brockton. My nephew was sitting there with his lawyer, big fat bitch. They're looking at me like, it's funny because they said, if you can see who's in the courtroom, point them out. I said, I don't see anybody. If you can see who shot you, point them out. I said, I don't see anybody. It was that simple when I left. There was another 10 witnesses that were white people and everything that were on the highway that witnessed him shooting me. Because I said that he didn't shoot me, he got 18 months for shooting in a dwelling around people. That's what he got charged with. If I would have said he shot me, he would have did 15 years. 15 years. So I don't give a about no internet. I'm solid. 50 cents, your pussy. My nephew, your pussy. And if any motherfucker, and if there's any real issues, I'm not hard to find. But that's a fact. What I just said was fact. We don't gotta, and the paperwork's out there. So I don't want to hear about no snitching.
I believe him. I think the definition of like snitching just varies. So some people, like, I think his definition is, did you cooperate to send somebody to jail? He's saying, if anything, I cooperated to well, not cooperate. I made sure my nephew didn't get sent to jail, so I'm the opposite of a snitch. Some people would also believe if you give law enforcement any information, that's snitching. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. I don't want to hear it. And guess what? A lot of you motherfuckers out there with the snitching shit, you know, snitching was the first snitching thing that I heard of. Of course, my dad told me at 11 years old, but he was dealing with the mob. So the mob was the first one to really kind of popularize don't snitch, because back then if you snitch, you was getting killed. But I think after when Sammy the Bull, I think after that, and even Whitey Bulger, when they seeing that the snitches are the actual ones killing all the people, I think people started saying, damn, ain't nobody killed Sammy the Bull. Whitey finally got it, but it's like back then, if you snitch, you got dealt with. Nowadays, y'all motherfuckers are exposing snitches and y'all ain't even doing shit. Okay, they snitches. Now what y'all gonna do about it? Nothing. It's just for clicks and comments. It doesn't change their life. 6ix9ine's fucking richer than he's ever been. Still, ain't nobody did nothing other than the LA Fitness shit. All you niggas out there who was so much snitch this, snitch that, when y'all find out they're snitches, then why don't y'all go down and handle business? Y'all ain't gonna do shit. But see, yeah, my name and reputation means something to me. So that's why I had to tell the story. It's a beautiful day today, man. Much love. I'm 60. I'm not gonna be, I got a 9-year-old. I got grandkids on the way. I'm not gonna be the same person that I was back then. But ain't none of you niggas gonna fuck with me. And I ain't no crash out nigga. I'm very smart. That's why I lasted this long. But like I said, 50, if you want to get in that ring, celebrity, I'm with it. And then after that, man, we can hug it out and let this shit be over with. But all that shit you post on me, sorry, dickhead, that shit ain't true. Y'all figure it out. Celtics tonight, we beating the shit out of y'all.
So let's talk about it, y'all. Some people believe that snitching is only when you get up on the stand and point someone out and
hilarious. Wait, what the fuck? Wait. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, my bad. Oh, let me just keep playing this.
And intentionally try to get them convicted. Some people believe that any talking to law enforcement in any way is snitching. It's really based on your definition of snitching. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. Put your thoughts down in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe and stay connected with Panda Chop TV. Peace.
Panda Chop.
Panda Chop.
Oh, okay. Good. That actually works. Okay. All right. Yeah, I feel Benzino, like, I don't think Benzino's a bad guy, and about if he gay or whatever, I don't give a fuck. Shit, I looked at that. I guess he's from a street background. He's like really locked in with a lot of street people in Boston. So I understand. Oh, sorry. So I understand why, you know, he cares about these, like, whatever nuances about is he a snitch, is he not? Not that my opinion matters on snitching, but the reality is this: if he wants to be at 60 aligned with street shit, you shouldn't have told him who shot you. I don't care if it's your cousin, your nephew, your son, could be your dog accidentally shooting you. Nope. Shut the fuck up. Now, every civilian should tell who shot them if you unfortunately get shot. Him trying to now clean it up, I feel like he's in a rock and a hard place, but man, bro, you're 60, bro. Who gives a fuck about that reputation of being a street nigga, bro? Who cares? That's how I look at it. All right.